Murphy. I'm in Peru, just hanging out with these guys. Taking a bus from La Paz to Puno. It will then eventually end up in Cusco. But before we get there, on the way to Puno, we go to Copacabana in Bolivia. But part of the way there is not a road. So we got to take a little boat across on this little area. Taquina, I believe is how you say this town. Little port area. So we were on that side. They're bringing our bus over on one of these boats. And then we come over to Taquina and spend just a few minutes here. Bathroom, snack, coffee. I need coffee. I've been up since 5 a.m. without it, and I'm grumpy. Made it to Hotel Gloria at Copacabana. Have a few hours in this area, so I'll walk around and see what I can see. The port area is supposed to be pretty nice and have a boardwalk there, so we'll take a look and see what's going on with that. We will continue on the bus to Puno later this evening. I am winded because we're at about 13,000 feet. There's supposed to be a good viewpoint up here, so I'm trying to make it. It's tough. Copacabana has some really great views with just a little bit of a hike. From town, I was going very slow, maybe 30 minutes to get up here. Whew, nice. This is the town square, I think. Heading there next. And if I have time, go see what's going on with Jesus over here. Poked my head into Puerto Santa here. Quite opulent inside. No photography or video. No hats, no dogs, no food, don't talk. Don't spit. That was an interesting sign. Hadn't seen that one before. And now we're on a double-decker bus going from Copacabana to Puno. Window seat, so we'll get some good views. This is kind of fun. I believe that I am physically walking across the border. Haven't done this before. I did once from Thailand to Myanmar on a scooter, but that was an accident. Up at 5 a.m. I am in Puno, Peru. I gotta start finding some tours that are later in the day. Going to a floating village that's out on Lake Titicaca, which is back this way. So about to catch a bus, and we'll see what this village is all about. of a new island that they're making. Okay, on these floating reed islands, Uros. And they make some kind of fancy versions for tourists. The locals stay in these houses here. We're taking a ride. She said this is her Mercedes Benz. What's crazy is you take just a little boat ride and then you're back into civilization. And yet a 20-minute boat ride out to those reed islands, and those people are just living there and they don't pay taxes. Pretty much all of their money comes from tourism, and they just exist there, putting reeds on top of reeds on top of reeds every few months to make sure their island doesn't go under. Today we are in Cusco, just a couple days before I start a motorcycle trip for 8 days through the Andean paths. Very excited for that. Walking towards the central area, there's two things I need to accomplish today. One is to see if there's a Western Union that's open. The app says it is, but as you can find with many things as you travel South America, it doesn't matter what Google Maps says it is. They may or may not be open, and it may or may not have anything to do with the hours listed. Find a Western Union, one, and two, before it rains, see if I can get some footage from around town. Let's go. Tight little corridor. Oh, you don't see that every day. The main square here is beautiful. I have to do some research on how old these buildings are. There are a lot of people that are out here that are pushing things, but what I'll say is it's not too pushy. I've definitely been in places where it is a lot stronger of a push. Take a tour, buy a hat, that sort of stuff. There's lots of police presence around, so that is nice. Are they legit? I don't know. I'd have to do research on that as well. But let's keep exploring. If there's one thing Jesus would have wanted us to have, it's McDonald's. This San Pedro Central Market is humongous. Everything is available here that you need. Something worth knowing, they sell a lot of things here to eat that you might not be ready to see. So just know that. That Peruvian butler was real, people, so ingest at your own discretion. This San Pedro Market is something to enjoy if you come to Cusco. You might see some things that you're just not used to seeing in an edible fashion. I will paraphrase a Rick Steves quote: if something's not to your liking, change your liking. Some good news, found Western Union open on a Sunday. All of that's good stuff. Unfortunately, someone forgot their passport, which you have to extract money from a Western Union. Back to hotel, back to Western Union again. Okay, made it back to Western Union. Got the money out that I needed for the trip. Now went to All Trails, found something marked as hard, and it's supposed to rain, so this seems like a good idea. Oh, starting to regret this already. Ooh, up. Oh, okay, that walk up the stairs, totally worth it. Although I realized I only have this much Powerade and water mixture. That's probably not gonna be enough. And I don't have my life straw. But the view up here, whoo! That's the town square. I haven't even come from that far. Whew. The craftsmanship that is in these walls is just incredible. I don't think our ancestors were as primitive as we might make them out to be. Which means I'd like to redo some of my history courses, get my grades up a little bit. I think some of those answers were wrong that you made me study for. Teachers. Hey, look, alpacas. Allegedly, in the 15th century, this was built, 1400s. I think that's how that works. This is a block, this is a block, and this is a block. And yet, without mortar, they were able to get all of this to snug together this way. However they did it, and whether my history teacher was correct or not, probably not, it's still amazing to see in person. Just eating his life away. For people that are smaller in stature, they made some pretty big steps. They're very slippery when it's wet. Little known fact, that's how Bon Jovi got the title for the album. It's not what you think. Made it back to the main square. Wasn't too bad. Don't know why that's listed as hard. I mean, the uphill is difficult, but when is uphill not difficult? Just go slow. Take more liquids than I did, but everything worked out fine. The views from up there are incredible. More importantly, being able to see the way the stones are placed together, it's worth it. There is an entry fee. It was a little over $20 US. You pay once you get up there. The reviews say you have to have cash, but there were Visa, MasterCard logo on the little booth there, so I think you can get away with a credit card. Don't quote me on that. I'm just a tourist. I don't know what I'm doing.